What's up everyone, it's OJH and we're back at it again, this time with a no death, a level 24 red difficulty Alliance Deadmines dungeon using Tirion as the leader. So here's the deck that I used. Firstly we've got Tirion with the Consecration talent. I think that was the first talent I ever got, and if I had the choice it would be my last choice on Tirion, so use any other talent on him. Bandits with the double gold from chest talent, especially good on the second and final boss where there are lots of chests that are available to you. Huntress with the extra damage to the first target talent, just a solid unit. Footman with the stun talent, not sure why I've gone for the stun talent over the extra health, but it's worked. I think you can probably use either talent here. Batrider, as there are a lot of enemy squad minis, so there's loads of value to be had just for 2 gold. Well pegs are great for the torrent on the first boss and general boss spam on all 3 fights, especially with the flame burst talent for some guaranteed damage. And finally, the Dark Iron Miner for the extra mining, some tanking, and to feed into the clone machine on the last boss. So let's get into the run and look at the relics. So first one is 2 bandits with your leader, second one is flying minis, evade and attack, and the third one is about healing tower. So I'm always up for anything that spawns more minis onto the map or reduces your the cost of your deck. So on the first boss here, for me typically what I want to do on this boss is I tend to wait to see what's going to happen, because the minis can either just spawn from the left or the right, and as you see this time they're spawning from the right. So I tend to try and concentrate on the middle lane where the 2 gold mines are, and the right lane. I don't really get too involved in the left side apart from defending, and if I do need to defend on the left side I get my minis to come across the bridge back towards the middle and the right lane. So as you'll see there, I've played the well pegs on the pipe. That's a really good value way of taking out the enemy Tauren. What does happen from time to time is that a Darkspear troll will spawn and take out your well pegs, but that's just the way that it is. So my main first push there is to get down this middle channel, get a miner in there, and get some gold to get my economy going and try and win the gold war. So as you can see, I'm defending on the left side. I think that attack there, I'll either let that fizzle out or cross the bridge. And then we're setting up pushing the right hand side to get a hold of the meeting stone on the right, because we're going to base most of our attacks from that meeting stone on the right, whilst also trying to keep hold of the middle lane. So happy for that attack on the left to die out. We've got another Tauren coming down the pipes there. The troll is further on the left this time, so it won't impact on our well pegs. Well pegs doing a really good job of taking out the enemy Tauren. And then we've got a nice push that's going down this middle lane, just getting some decent damage on the boss early. And again, we're going to set up another push here, just to get our miner towards the gold again. Keep that economy flowing, whilst also taking the meeting stone on the right hand side. And again, we've already taken 2/3 of the boss health, and we are about 1:45 into kind of halfway through normal time. So from this stage we're just going to set up a decent push from that meeting stone. Careful not to stack your troops too heavily, because the boss does have a lightning, I think it's called, arcane blast, possibly some sort of chain lightning. Anyway, and as you just saw, so just try and keep your troops staggered to not get too much value. There's not a lot you can do about the executes when they come in, but again we've got a decent sized push going on here. We've not really taken too much damage. We'll send in a Batrider so we can get some splash damage. Again, just keeping an eye on the Tauren crossing the bridge, and this is done and dusted. So with over a minute to go, very straightforward boss. Like I say, I tend to ignore the left lane apart from defending, and then get hold of the gold on the central lane, and then take the meeting stone on the right, and you're probably not going to go too far wrong. So the relics now then, healing near the meeting stones. Leader gains 1 level each time they're deployed, or deploying an alliance mini also summons a footman at your base. So as I said earlier, for me the ones that I'm generally looking for are anything that puts more minis on the map, especially ones that are going to defend your base. I'm a big fan of, or anything that's going to reduce the cost of your average cost of your minis. So bandits coming in here, this is pretty much the only reason that the bandits are in the deck really, is so that we can get the double gold and we can set up a massive push. So what I tend to do is get this initial push going, get the first chest on the left, get this push to go inside to get the second chest. We've got absolutely loads of gold. We've got a miner going off to the right hand side for where the gold is, and as you can see already, we've got Tirion in there who's healing everything up. We've got splash damage, We've got 8 or so, maybe not quite 8 anymore, but we did have 8 footmen that were on the go, and then we can channel everyone to go inside. We've got so much gold. The enemy's first push of big push of minis is already gone. Tirion spawned another footman going off to the right hand side. Central siege tower is already taken, and we've got such a big push already pushing to the left siege tower. Again, because we've just been stacking troops, I wanted the bandits to get hold of that for the double gold, but not to worry because they're going to sort it out for the second chest in the middle. Huntress going in to take out that air unit. We don't have loads of air counters or air defence in this, so you are going to be relying on your Huntress or your well pegs. We got the footmen down in time. Again, we've got so much gold at this point that we are going to take a little bit of damage here, but as you can see, we've already taken both the left and central siege towers, and we can start stacking up a big push from there. So ideally I would have had this push go around to the right, since the new defensive enemy units are pushing from the left, but because there were so many units that were pushing left, we've kind of taken out the majority of that push before it even starts advancing towards us. And because of the defence we did on the right hand lane, we're now looking in a good spot for taking a third tower as well. Don't forget to drop your miners to get hold of the gold. Keep using your bandits to take the gold chest, as we've done again. Look, we've just got so much gold. We've got so many minis on the map. We've got footmen absolutely all over the place. We've got Tirion in there, healing everything up. And we're just in a really good spot. We've taken all 3 towers. We're about halfway through normal time. We're going to need to get a Huntress down at some point, because like I say, we haven't got loads of air defense or air attack in this deck, but the enemy doesn't have loads of air troops either, and we've just got so many troops coming around. Again, I've mistimed it. I've walked straight into the spawning defending units, but again, with the amount of units that we've got in there, with Tirion healing them all up, this is done and dusted already. I've played some well pegs next to the boss. They're doing absolutely nothing whatsoever, so I could have used them somewhere else, but it really doesn't matter at this point. So with a good 40 odd seconds to go, we're going to have the second boss down. Again, another pretty simple one. Get your bandits on as many of those chests as possible. I push middle lane first, then to the left, then defend the right side, and you can push around to the right. So third lot of relics is tanks getting taunt. Cycle mini causes your next non-cycle mini to be less 1 gold, and then armoured minis have got a poison effect. So again, I'm going to take the cycle minis, reducing other minis cost by 1 gold, because again, it means you can cycle faster, you can get more minis down. So now we've got mini spawning for free because of the previous relics, and we've got a cheaper deck. So with this one, again, what you're going to want to do is as many times as possible is use your bandits to take the left, the chest that's on the screen now. Keep your miners going to the closest gold to you, and then my first push typically is pushing to get this left siege tower. Gives you a good way of defending anything that's coming down the clone machine. So you've got the 2 clone machines, which are the like, I don't know what colour they're like a light green. They tend to trigger, I think it's every 20 seconds, and this is pretty much the only reason why you've got Dark Iron Miner in this deck. So the only thing you really need to keep an eye on here is looking at when they start to flicker, as they are doing now. Play your Dark Iron Miner on there. I got that wrong that time, but the thought process was right. And it's spawned one of the footmen. So this is why we've got elemental damage in this deck, because there is a lot of armoured units in this, and elemental just shreds. So we've taken the left tower, we've taken the right tower, we've got a big push going up the middle, and we're just waiting for the opportunity to make a big push. Now I messed up there, because the last thing that we really want is a healer, i.e. Tirion, to be cloned, because this is going to take a while to kill now, isn't it? But we've got Batrider up on the bridge. Get yourself bridge control. If you've got bridge control, anything that comes out of the clone machine, you'll be able to deal with better. So we've just had our Batrider cloned, because it was hanging around a bit too long there. But we've got such a massive push going already, because when we saw that the clones had happened, we dropped plenty of troops, plenty of minis from the right hand tower, which we had taken, to start pushing round. So as an overview then, you want to take both the siege towers, get yourself bridge control, use Dark Iron Miner in the clone machine, and once you've seen the clone machine clone something, you've got 20 seconds to form a push to go and attack the boss. I hope this helps. If it does, let me know how you get on in the comments. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.